Hey everyone, and welcome into another Rev Plays Not for Broadcast. Today we're going to be beginning Broadcast 1 of Chapter 2. Now, quick disclosure, Chapter 3 is not out yet. That will have to come later. But today we're going to begin Broadcast 1 of Chapter 2. Now, for those of you who have been watching up to this point and have seen how funny this game can be, I warn you, things are about to get pretty heated and pretty dramatic. But it's going to be a lot of fun. I enjoyed the heck out of playing this. Also, hey, don't forget, check out that link up in my banner, and feel free to check out my merch if you'd like. Aside from that, don't forget, if you like the content, please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. But let's get into Broadcast 1 of Chapter 2 of Not for Broadcast. You ready, Arthur? All right. Who is ready to get this last chapter underway? Now, get ready, because this shit gets a little heavy. The giveaway is open still, so do not forget. If you have not already entered, feel free to hit ! raffle. Brief rundown. Boom. All right, here we go. We are going to have to do the discussing here. A rude awakening. The rhythmic beeping of the heart monitor brings you slowly back to consciousness. Opening your eyes, you're greeted by a semicircle of concerned faces. Your family by your side, a reassuringly familiar sight in these new surroundings. You blink a few times to clear the sleep from your eyes and bring everyone into focus. You feel a hand on yours, gentle but reassuring. Sam, there with you as always. Their expression, understandably concerned, is somehow more affectionate than ever. We knew you'd be okay, never doubted it for a second, and if I ever see that Bozeman, you squeeze their hand back and attempt to wink. The worry lines on Sam's forehead fade a bit. Lord knows you've both got enough to be anxious about without your health being thrown into the mix. With a final smile at them, you turn to the rest of your family. Susie is standing next to Sam, less worried now that you're awake and smiling. You can see Sam's worry on your daughter's face, but it quickly turns to a frown when she notices you looking at her. I'm glad you're okay. Hey, what up, Cola? How you doing? It's muttered more than, I'm glad you're okay. It's muttered more than said, a grudging acknowledgement that despite your recent differences, she still cares. Thanks for coming. Could be better. How about, I'm doing great. In the middle of this nice little giveaway stream with some friendos, fixing to finish or start episode 2 of Not for Broadcast on my channel. Susie can't help, but let's put that aside for a second. I hope that whatever is going on, because I've noticed, I mean, I'll put it out there. I've noticed that you've been saying that quite a bit, that you could be better. I'm hoping whatever's keeping you down like that, buddy, I hope it does get better for you rather quickly. Susie can't help but smile back at you, rolling her eyes good-naturedly. It's great to have her here. Charlie catches your eyes as he fidgets with the edge of the blanket. You cock your head and look at him, one eyebrow raised questioningly. Am I young? That'd be pretty funny, wouldn't it? Absolutely, buddy. As soon as you turn to look at him, you can see Charlie tense up, his concern clear on his face. So, you're definitely good, right? He finally asks, quickly looking away. Of course I am, buddy. There's nothing to worry about. Or, I'll be fine, Charlie. Leave the blanket alone. Be a little more reassuring to your kids. Charlie looks at you and grins, one of those infectious smiles that spreads around the room. It's always good to have him in your corner. Your smile fades as you notice your mother staring listlessly out the window. Despite all of your best efforts, she's not been doing well lately. You okay, Mum? Your mother starts, your call clearly shocking her out of her reverie. She turns to you and smiles, and you're grateful to see the increasingly rare recognition in her eyes. Yes, dear, of course. How are you feeling? You smile warmly and nod, but before you can respond, a doctor bustles in and ushers everyone out. She asks you for what feels like the 100th time, how you're feeling. Surprisingly well, all things considered. Excellent. There's no sign of any real damage, just a bit of a shock to the old system, pardon the pun, she smiles. Not that we would recommend you do anything like that again, of course. After a couple of days rest at home, you should feel right as rain. She turns to leave, but stops at the door. Oh, and the private room and care, the doctor gestures to your room, which you now notice looks rather expensive, has all been paid for by a Mr. Bozeman. He left those flowers and said not to worry and to take the rest of the week off. He'll see you Monday, apparently. Seems like the least he could do. bear. You come home from a particularly late shift to find the kitchen light still on, which isn't normally a good sign. Everyone's usually in bed by now. Softly opening the kitchen door, you find Sam sat at the table. Bills and papers are strewn in front of them, as well as what looks to be their second pack of biscuits. Yeah, the year. Yeah, wait, when will that code expire? I cannot... Oh, no, it won't. It won't. It's a Steam key. You just go to Steam and activate it, and you're good. Yeah, it will not expire. You're good. Everyone's usually in bed by now. Softly opening the kitchen door, you find Sam sat at the table. Bills and papers are strewn in front of them, as well as what looks to be their second pack of biscuits. They give you a quick kiss as you take a seat next to them. Sam frowns and goes back to the bill they're holding. Hey, sweetheart, just looking at the numbers again. They look to the door to the pantry, now converted into your mother's bedroom. We've been doing our best, but I think Cassandra really needs a nurse to look after her now. Suddenly, the bills are all you can see. I've been staring at the numbers all night. Tears in their eyes, Sam takes your hand. There's just no way we can afford it. I'm so sorry. The kitchen table swims before you. Sam stands up and pulls you into a firm embrace, but all you can think of is your mother, and how you can't afford to help her. What would your dad be thinking now? Is this the utopia that Advance promised? You stare at the door to your mother's makeshift room. Tomorrow you'll need to tell the kids, and then book an appointment at the transition center. Okay, so see, interestingly enough, the first time I played this, through this chapter, I actually had more money, and so I was able to select to have her stay home and pay for the nurse. But now I don't have the money. I don't get a choice. We have to send her to a transition center, which I was going to do anyway since I hadn't done it before, because Grandma can go, die wherever else. A new path. You're watching TV with Sam when Charlie comes home for the evening. School finished a while ago, but he's been home late more and more recently. You both shrug and finish your episode of Me, My Dalmatians, and I. After it ends, you say goodnight to Sam. You've got an early start in the morning. At the top of the stairs, on your way to bed, you notice a new poster on Charlie's door. It's homemade, but the image is distinct. A fist, seemingly in orange spray paint on a black background. The now well-known symbol of Disrupt. It seems those friends of his are an interesting bunch. So instead of sending him to the Go-Getters, he's joining the Resistance. Interesting. Oh, this is where the heat wave begins too. So I'm gonna have to start monitoring the coils, the heat coils. This iconography here is just, it's actually kind of deep when you think about it. I've really thought about it before. Interesting. The silence. Oh, I was like, why is nothing working? I completely forgot about the...
You're fired.
What for? Facial sabotage?
Jenny? Problem? I want her fired today, now.
Don't worry, Kath, it'll be all right.
No, it won't be all right, Kath. Pack up your weapons of optical destruction and get out.
You realise you'll be
My phone has melted.
I mean it, Kath.
Stay where you are, Kath.
Jenny? This is not Jenny's decision.
We'll do Sports Board, the board game.
It'll be all right. I'll talk to Buxton.
Oh, good.
Remington's Vist.
You can tell him I'll return his wife's casserole dish at our dinner next week.
Must be played. Information about rations during the crisis. No, thank you.
I'm sorry, Kath. You're going to have to leave.
Aw.
You're letting it go to your head.
She nearly blinded
10
me.
seconds,
I thought we were
everybody.
part of a team these days.
Things are better, Jeremy, you know that. Just stop being so
Sorry, in
high-mighty
5,
and do your job.
4,
You'll have me fired too.
3.
Don't tempt me. Good evening. I'm Megan Wolfe.
And I'm Jeremy Dawson. Our main headlines tonight.
The establishment strikes back. The World Council has agreed today to impose punitive sanctions on the people of this country.
The sanctions, which are
We're going all
broad-ranging,
positive, according to
include
Green.
restrictions on the supply of oil and gas, food, clothing, and even some medicines. But how should we react? We asked the public.
So how do you feel about the sanctions? I actually think that with Advance in charge, we'll be fine. Of
Right,
course, the rest of the
sanction.
world will want us
It's exactly.
to fail, or it'll be their billionaires next. But I trust Julia and Peter.
Thanks, Patrick. Important stuff.
Controversial Prime Minister Julia Salisbury attempted to assuage growing public concerns with the following official statement released earlier today.
The international sanctions declared against this country today by the World Council remind us that now, more than ever, we need to come together as a team. Since coming to power, we have eradicated poverty and, as a consequence, seen crime fall to levels previously thought impossible. Our schools, hospitals and youth clubs are thriving, and our transition centres have enabled many thousands to unburden their loved ones with dignity. In any sane world, we would be held up as a model to emulate. Evidently, this is not that world. The privileged few have lobbied, and now they are striking back. But we will not cower before their tantrums. And we encourage other progressive nations of the world to continue to trade, visit, and share their cultures with ours. Do not be afraid. We have more friends than we can count. We are a team, now more than ever. And this team is on your side.
Yes.
Thank you.
Reassuring stuff. But what do you, the public, think of our refreshingly different government? Robin Short found out.
Hi there. I was wondering if you could spend a moment to give us your thoughts on the government.
Hey, low level, how you
Honestly,
doing,
I think
buddy?
they're doing a great job.
Hey,
I know
we're doing
the
a giveaway.
assets and world checks have made the difference for us for the cost of the little one. And people seem, happier in the main. I always said things would get better with a woman in charge.
We have 3 keys left.
Over to you, fellas. Global mega corporation Remington's Fist today announced that trials have successfully completed
I'm
on
doing
their
well, man. I'm
groundbreaking
doing well.
male contraceptive product,
Thank
Responsibility.
you for asking.
The drug has been passed by the government for general release, but the small print warns that, in rare cases, side effects can include blurred vision, enlarged genitalia, and increased risk of stroke. No double entendre intended.
But what do you, the public, think of Sophia Remington's latest venture? Patrick?
So what are your feelings on the new contraceptive pill?
I think it's a great idea. A big step forward for equality. Sophia Remington is the best thing that has ever happened to that company.
The Cyan Samurai. Thank you for that follow. Welcome to the Indie Darlings. Hope you enjoy your stay.
Bemused by the latest stunt by controversial protest group Disrupt.
In a baffling start to the day, commuters found performers outside every major station, all dressed and posed identically. Whether we're supposed to be amused or intimidated is anybody's guess, Jeremy, but most commuters didn't even stop to notice.
Well, as long as it's not some grand contemporary dance, it's probably harmless.
But how do we all feel about Disrupt and their eclectic tactics? Robin found out.
How do you feel about Disrupt?
Ah, well, now you're talking. Ruddy hero, showing us not to take it lying down like Iris here.
So you both feel they're a cause worth supporting?
Well, Iris doesn't speak on mine, but we're pretty sure there's still one in there, aren't we, love? Wherever it is, it loves Disrupt, fighting the oiks for our freedom. And what could possibly be wrong with that?
Do you need me to get you some help?
Bubbling up, intrepid scientist Dr. David Wong and Dr. Ingrid Svorsborg Hawkinsford today sent a blueprint of the escape craft in which they hope to finally leave Dante's taint.
They've been stuck
With
down there
expert
for so
opinions of the
long.
plan running the gamut from optimistically engineered to that looks like something my granddad made in his shed, it sounds like the unfortunate team are going to need all the thoughts and prayers they can get.
So what should we think about the escape plan? Patrick Bannon again.
So I'd imagine that you think this is a great plan.
Oh my God! How did you know? It's a brilliant idea. I hope everyone gets behind them so that they know that we're with them. In spirit, of course. I can't actually go diving because I'm scared of salt.
What the hell? What?
I am not a number. Applications finally opened today for the new Advanced Team membership cards, a scheme by the government to allow fast access to all the new public services being introduced daily.
The team membership cards are entirely voluntary, but will be recognised as legal identification by all major organisations, including the police, banks and, vitally, pubs and bars.
And of course, there's no charge, Jeremy.
It all seems too good to be true.
Well, you've always been a cynic.
Probably 'cause it
But
is.
most importantly, what should you, the public, think about the new team membership cards?
Team membership cards.
Oh yeah, fantastic. I'm applying today. I mean, why wouldn't you? What are these protesters doing that they don't want us to know who their names are? Besides, have you seen the savings you can get? I'm getting one for the little one as well.
How adorable.
Yeah, gonna be a proper little team member, aren't you? Yes, he smiled. He smiled.
And finally tonight, back of the net, popular sports personality Johnny Hounsleeves and his fiancée Tiffany Lamour were spotted out today doing a little shopping for what many are already calling the greatest wedding ever.
We can only assume that Tiffany's latest show, My Teenage Secretions, has sold better
I'm
than
sorry,
expected.
what?
As by the looks of things, the whole affair's about to become more expensive than Lil C's shoe collection.
I don't know who
God,
that
we'll
is.
see.
But what should your opinion be of this extravagant display of wealth?
Oh my God, fantastic!
Your thoughts?
Later tonight, in a break from our usual responsibilities, Jeremy will be taking
Björk.
popular rapper Jesus to task over his street credibility.
It's about to get
And
nasty.
then we'll
Get
both
ready.
Be meeting the team behind the new play that's got theatre critics buzzing with anticipation.
That's all coming up on tonight's
National Nightly News.
God dang it, we got more interference. Mr. Bear, what's that over there?
First tonight, let's return to our main story.
With the shine coming off Advance's popularity,
And the honeymoon period pretty much over.
the National Nightly News has spared no expense in bringing you the response to today's sanctions from across the continent.
Joining us to help digest this shocking development are Prime Minister Peter Clement from his home in Lamfordshire.
Good evening, Jeremy.
And from Urkistan Foreign Minister Ivan Vodovich.
It's a great pleasure. Miss Wolf, you like...
And from Svenland, Minister of Mojo, Björk.
Hey, everybody.
Minister
Finland.
Vodovich, your country pushed especially hard for these sanctions. Any regrets?
My only regret is I was not able to see the face of my old friend Peter Clements when the results of the vote were announced. As you say, he has one up in your bottoms.
In Svenland, we try not to gloat, actually, because it's seen as really ugly and dangerous to some small creatures, yeah?
Oh, don't worry, Minister. Ivan and I go way back. He's a wind-up merchant who can't put for shite.
Pete,
Just trying to get a rise out of me.
you're like a man who lured
wrong.
dissidents onto train to labor camp, not because of love of country, but to make up for the size of his tiny penis.
Genius.
Beyond the vodka, Ivan.
No more than you. I see you on election night with mouth like man thinks he's singing beautiful lullaby. But actually he's squealing like a pig in hands of Randy Big Dick Farmer, eh?
Actually, we Svenlandians, we aren't size obsessed. We value passion, yeah? Like the way we spoke up for Mr. Clements' country at the World Council.
That's all well and good. And high and mighty, but where were you for the actual vote then? Our finger in each other's fjords?
Actually, that's kind of racist. And if you must know, I've had like a really tiring afternoon and my tongue is very thought.
Prime Minister, with Advance's popularity on the wane...
You don't have to bring that up at every given opportunity, you know.
Peter is like man who think he's sniffing flowers in beautiful glade. But he's actually standing under outflow pipe from shit factory at shit flushing time on day of village festival of shit. I tell him this at 19th hole.
Minister Vodovich believes that left to their own devices, people will behave selfishly.
It's nature of all beasts.
However, in this country, we think our citizens are capable of being more than beasts.
Pathetic idealism.
Minister Björk, Svenland has long had radically different traditions and culture from the rest of the world, and yet it peacefully coexists. Why do you think that is?
Well, you know, I think maybe the world sees us as something they can actually spiritually be enlightened to, yeah?
Yeah, or maybe it's the orgy houses.
Sometimes, when foreign dignitaries come to visit us, they're actually quite skeptical, actually. So we take them on a visit to the Dunga district and show them what like a progressive, enlightened society looks like, yeah?
Shit of bull. Svenland is like woman who thinks she make best cake in village hot baking contest.
And then when she slices it open, it's just full of piss and cum.
That's just really gross, actually.
The donga district.
Country. With population smaller than number of people, Peter Clemens is sex with his teeny tiny penis.
It's not all
Yeah,
about
yes.
size,
What up,
actually.
Kitsune? How you
That's what
doing?
Peter Clemens always claim.
I'm talking about population size.
And I'm talking about Peter Clemens' teeny tiny...
Oh, fuck off, Ivan!
Oh, Prime Minister, please.
It's so easy to sit on your pile of money and gloat, isn't it, pal? You're a shite leader, a fucking god-awful golfer, and quite frankly, as my old man used to say, you're a bit of a cunt.
Prime Minister, please.
It's you who is cunt.
Minister Vodovich, please.
Your people are fucking starving, pal.
We will see how well-fed your people are when the sanctions start to bite. You think you're man like big, scary wolf person terrorizing village, when actually a pathetic goose person searching puddle for tiny dropped-off penis.
Why are you so obsessed about small cocks, mate?
In Finland, we believe like the size of your penis isn't as important as the love it contains, yeah?
Oh, fuck off, yeah.
Okay, if everybody could just calm down.
You're so smug on golf course. They are like man who fuck pigs and somehow give her birth to beautiful lady girl. Huh. But now you start to see, yes? The people never happy. It's never enough.
It's certainly true that advances popularity
It's on the fucking wane. Yeah, let's go with this bollocks again, shall we? Actually, you know what? Nah, fuck this. I'm done with this.
Prime Minister, please don't storm out.
No. I have had enough of you, Mr. Jeremy Donaldson, and your snide aside.
Reviewing food.
You think you could make a better job of things, do you?
Nice.
Because it's not that fucking easy, let me tell you. Your channel is a fucking disgrace. You insinuate and edit against us and pick your headlines so people don't trust us. The sooner you roaring monsters are taken into public ownership, the happier everyone in this country will be.
Well, we've not got long until the adverts, so...
I'm sorry for the outburst, Miss Wolf. Julia thinks very highly of you, and I know you're not the one making the editorial decisions.
What?
Do any of you have anything you wish to add about the sanctions?
My work here is done. I like man who happy he lie down with fatty, drunk, easy girl from village inn, who discover in morning he wake up next to beautiful news reporter lady.
You know, I think it would be a terrible shame, yeah, if the people of your country were to suffer because of teenage grudges and personal rivalries, yeah.
Thank you. Prime Minister?
This country, this wonderful, civilized, creative, inventive country.
Nice.
We're not scared of these sanctions. There's no wolves at our door, only the best of people striving to help out. So no, Ivan, we're not afraid. In fact, I doubt we'll lose a wink of sleep because we're strong and we're well resourced and we don't back down to bullies.
And on that note, we have to wrap up.
Ministers, Prime Minister, thank you for joining us.
We'll be back after these messages.
1 minute back.
Peter, you're so easy. So many buttons to push.
Piss off, Ivan.
Well, I see you at Graham's this weekend.
No, I've got meetings. Some tossers impose sanctions on the country.
Well, shit.
I mean, wow.
So that happened. Monsters.
Public ownership.
You two are like a couple who think you are king and queen of wit, but actually you are just puppets on a string of evil shitty
Nope.
hand puppet
Nope, we're still not doing new government censorship. We're not doing it. Oh, here, we can...
Correct. It's a leap year. Catch the egg. Name that fish. Keep the bucket. Wait, is that?
Sports board.
Yes, it's the toy Oh, you know what that means. Put on the shame hat.
Should I just, like, curtsy?
Hang on. Have they given you the Crown Prince report?
What?
Meghan?
This is Jeremy, and he'll be interviewing you.
Just pulled him straight into the bro hug.
It's quite all right.
Yo, just a quick one. You're not going to ask me about the chimp, are you?
Live in 10 seconds.
Because he put that get up on himself. I'm just saying.
Going in 5, 4, 3.
Welcome back. I'm Megan Wolf. Later, we have an exclusive first look at a theatrical sensation everyone's going to be talking about. But first, it's time to go
Welcome
over
back,
to the
Uncle
culture
Louis.
spot with lovely old Jeremy Donaldson, who's joined by a very special guest. Jeremy.
Thanks, Megan. I have the honour and privilege of being joined by hip-hop royalty. He's been called the son of the streets and the father of truth. Not sure how that works, but whatever. Let's welcome Jesus!
I stayed on the same shot too long.
Thanks, Jeremy. Yeah, it's a real honor to be here on your show, The News. You know, as a kid on the streets, I used to watch you through a window of the shop, so to be here right now is crazy.
You've had quite the journey to be here today. Can you tell us about it?
Well, you know, I try not to, well, you know, the past is the past, and I don't like to dwell on it.
I understand. You
But yeah, man, the streets is all I remember. Like, my mother donated me to a charity shop soon after I was born. Elderly lady took pity on me. You know, she let me sleep on a pile of crime fiction until I taught myself how to walk.
Wow, that's quite the childhood.
And she died tragically. Right there in my arms, man. You know, I remember a tear falling as she laid there next to the used homeware. And in that moment, I became a child of the streets. I was just 18 months old.
What a tale. What a...
Oh, yeah. We have 3 keys. We only have 3 keys
Your
left.
direct and honest
Oh.
lyric.
We have a hydrate. I will refill from the hydration station. Holy crap, I am almost out. Cheers. Thank you for that.
Was your style informed by your troubled past?
Oh, like I said, I try not to talk about it. It's just too hard.
Of course.
But my first album is about the story of the first 4 times I stole, so I wouldn't starve. A small group of infants came to see me as their de facto leader. They call me Mr. Cheese Slice. Anyway, we were like a family.
Why does he put off such Ollie G vibes?
Recently, you've been quite outspoken about the government.
Yeah, fuck the government. Fuck Advance. Fuck Peter Clement.
What is it that you object to so vehemently?
Well, you know, they stole from us. They're taking our money and spending it, man.
Redistributing it. Actually, homelessness has been all but eliminated in the last couple of months.
So?
All right, Terror. This game is not for broadcast. This is a political propaganda simulator where it makes you think of Kanye. Yeah, he definitely has Kanye vibes, but like just there's something that screams about there's something that screams Ollie G. But then again, I guess Ollie G would kind of be like a British Kanye, wouldn't he? But so you actually have to edit these live broadcasts, but decisions you make along the way actually can affect the outcome of the game. Like I've gotten already, just from the last time I played, several brand new things. It's actually been really cool. If you'd like to enter the giveaway for a copy, my dude, there you go.
Surely that's a cause close to your heart?
Yeah, nah, of course, man, very much so. I just mean, like, why do I have to pay for it, you know?
You don't. People have been rehoused on property seized from the historically wealthy. And that couldn't have been you, could it?
Look, yeah, I worked hard to be here. I built this from nothing, and I deserve to be rewarded for that.
Would you say you worked harder than, say, a farmer or a care worker?
Monty, go ahead and re-enter that just to be sure.
But if people are taking something from my music, choose to value it, buy it, who's to say I don't? And no one can take that away from me.
Not even to help, say, vulnerable children? Mr. Cheese Slice.
What is it you're trying to say?
I just don't understand where you've placed yourself politically. I mean, is it ideological, or is it tactical?
Well, it's more of a
Or maybe it's hereditary.
Stop trying to tie me in knots with your words, Jeremy. I let the music speak for itself. And the people agree with me.
It's so fun.
Well, that remains to be seen.
It's
But you have
got
given
such
me a very easy
replayability,
segue out of
too.
A conversation that I promise you was much more painful for me than it was for
There you go.
So here he is with his hit song, Mrs. Ludlow's Tears.
Oh no, I'm gonna do something a little different. It's a new single
whoops.
I've been working.
Sorry.
Oh, so this is unapproved, is it?
Yeah, you love it.
Excellent. Don't worry, we've got a state-of-the-art censorship system. What's the worst that could happen? So here he is with a new song. Aren't we lucky? It's Jesus!
First,
Here you go. Get ready. This shit's a banger,
you're
dude.
gonna pay up. You're gonna pay back.
Well, we're all different races from many different places. At any given moment, only one could be the greatest. So you can feel the elation from your participation. Still two leaders in this motherfucking nation. Now we're getting sanctioned, talking about expansion. Why does Julius require a massive fucking mansion? So fuck all your schemes. I don't need your freaky team, and I don't need your help to achieve my fucking dreams.
Oh, missed.
So don't make a fuss when you find you're one of us. Get every single one of you's a bit Jesus. And you can call me crazy, cause no one ever pays me. But I won't waste a lifetime being motherfucking lazy. I may be inventive, my taste may be expensive, but why would I get out of bed with no fucking incentive? Although
It's a big game.
of your obvious intention.
It's like 30-something gigs, I think. 40?
In my invention, you make us the same, but we're not all the same. All our dreams, all our schemes, all our means are not the same.
It's got so many like actual like live videos in it.
Cause we're only equal people when we're motherfucking slaves. Take this fact, gonna stain it red, gonna slam it into Peter Clemens' motherfucking head. Cause he's thick as shit, he's got a job he's unfit for. It's time to storm the castle with a motherfucking pitchfork. So this is for the snub ones, the push and the shove ones, the folks that feel the burden of their motherfucking loved ones. Ones who had plenty like a motherfucking Bentley. The ones who now finding that their bank accounts are empty. The ones of aspiration who had to flee a nation. The ones who built a business out of dreams of perspiration. There's all sorts of people, the good and the evil. It only takes a glance to see we're not all equal. You make us the same, but we're not all the same. All our dreams, all our schemes, all our means are not the same. And the best of the praise serve the crest of the ways. Cause we're only equal people when we're motherfucking slaves. Gonna take this fact, gonna stain it red. Gonna slam it into Peter Clemens' motherfucking head. Cause he's thick as shit, he's got a job he's unfit for. Time to storm the castle with a motherfucking pitchfork. Get out of your seats, get your asses in the streets. Set a fire in their building, let them feel some fucking heat. Say you hate to go getters.
I keep forgetting to censor cuss words.
Gonna take his facts, gonna stain it red, gonna slam it into Peter Clemens' motherfucking head. Cause he's thick as shit, he's got a job he's unfit for. It's time to storm the castle with a motherfucking pitchfork. Chase that dream, you don't need a fucking team. And advances, little dances aren't as harmless as it seems. Cause they're stale and corrupt, then you're angry or wrong. Then your hearts and your minds and your fists to destruct.
Damn. Banger, dude. Okay, now to answer your question about the about what this game is. So yeah, so there's a shitload of different paths you can take that give you completely different outcomes within the news broadcast. So they had to film several different things on top of having it inside a game. But essentially you are in charge of censoring live news broadcasts, but the decisions you make in these broadcasts, what you censor, what you decide to put on your advertisements, what you decide to put up as graphics for what people look like or what people are doing, all that shit can change outcomes as you go. And then there's like some personal life stuff going on in between broadcasts. It's really interesting. We're in episode 2 right now. Episode 3 comes out later this year. This just dropped, I think, like last Friday, I think. Whatever, it was recent.
Jay's us there with his new song. Thank you so much for joining us in the studio.
And see, like, if you notice there were red and blue spots that I could have censored in that whole thing. Blue spots allow me to, but I do have a plasma lamp. That's dope, dude. What are you up to, bruh? Oh, not much, dude. Just doing this, this giveaway. But like, so if I would have censored the blue, then it would have kind of censored the stuff that was like anti-government, but I didn't, because I will. Yeah, I'll take you off. Or you could keep it, add it to your Steam library, and then just actually download it later on when you get it, like when you get a PC. Either way.
I'm sorry. I may not agree with you, but I'd just like to offer you an apology. I've just been told that there was some kind of issue upstairs, and an attempt was made to censor some of your lyrics.
What? Are you joking?
I'd just like to say to you and everyone at home that this was a mistake.
This is absolutely ridiculous. I cannot believe this.
Here at the National Nightly News, we pride ourselves on remaining neutral, unbiased, and independent of any outside interference. You have my word. We will never censor ideas. Back to you, Megan.
Well, a bit of dangerous language there. Sorry about that. Well, thank you to little
right.
Jamie Donaldson for providing our culture spot. Coming up, we'll be speaking to a couple of familiar faces about their upcoming dramatic outing. Don't go away. We'll be right back after this.
That's the ads.
All right, we're gonna
Jenny,
leave
this is fucking outrageous.
Thank you so much. If you could just come with me.
No, this is ridiculous. Who do I complain to?
This is just a mix-up, I'm sure. Now, if you come with me, I really do have to ask
Oh,
you to
trust me.
leave it.
My father's going to hear about this.
I understand. This is unbelievable, Megan.
I don't know what you're talking about, Jeremy.
Neil's Crazy Deals.
Down for a crazy midsummer deal. We've got all sorts of stuff in the garden. We got fish, we got flowers, we've got dishes, we've got sacks, we've got garden plants, we've got garden ponds, we've got fronds. If you want an elephant, you can take it away in a wheelbarrow. You want it, we've got it. We've got bird baths, we've got duck ponds, we've got fire pits, we've got a whole mess of crazy.
Look at him.
If we could just get you in position.
Oh, it's Tommy. Tommy's back. So is Jeff Algebra.
Jeremy, you remember Mr. Algebra?
Vividly.
And Mr. Harris, and this is Ms. Radin.
What?
Philippa, please.
You're back together again, eh? Who'd have thought it?
Perhaps a lower order demon.
Yes, it is all exciting, isn't it?
Right, okay then.
Yeah, this is. That was the telethon chapter,
Camera one.
which is included. Which is included in the full game.
5, 4, 3.
Welcome back. And no, you're not mistaken. Sitting across from us are some very familiar faces.
You really are too kind, Megan. It was only a yogurt commercial, but I'm still proud of it.
Here to talk about his new show, we're joined by National Treasure Tommy Harris, the National Theatre's Philippa Radin, and National Deficit Jeff Algebra.
It's so lovely to have you all.
National
Tommy,
Deficit.
Would you like to tell us about the show?
You know what? I'd bloody love to. It's about me. It's about my life.
And where did the idea come from?
So, right, picture this. Their legs akimbo, mid-session, sweat is pouring out of me like an immense hog. And then Cindy comes in, she says, Pete's on the phone.
That's Peter Clement, the Prime Minister.
Yeah, Pete's actually a really good mate of mine.
Oh, is he really?
Yeah, no, he comes to training sometimes. He's actually a pretty good goal sweeper. Anyway, so, yeah, Pete, he says, Toby, he thinks my name's Toby, see. He says, how would you like to spread your message of team spirit and cooperation across this fractured nation? How would you like to really make a difference in these desperate times?
What did you say?
Yeah, right, yeah.
All right, yeah.
So, Jeff, the question on everyone's lips is, what
was the dental cream thing? Okay, so one of the advos that I played during the telethon chapter last time I played it, it was for the stuff called Whitey's Dental Cream. And he's like holding it up. It's like creaming in your mouth since 1935. And he's like, so that's what the Whitey's Dental Cream thing is. So they wanted me to censor more than the bad language. They wanted me to censor anything anti-government. And I was like, no, we're going to let that shit go.
God's name are you doing here?
Well,
After the success of my debut work and all the people that I've touched, I knew that I had a career in theatre. Yeah? I've always been an admirer of Tommy from afar. So when my manager phoned and said that I'd been offered the gig as director, I was ecstatic. I whipped my trousers off and got straight to work.
Why did you do that?
I do all my best work with my trousers off.
Yeah, I've been told that too.
No, I wouldn't say so.
Right, Tommy, sorry, would you just give us a sense of what the show is actually about?
It's about how hard it's been for me and some of the struggles that I've faced. It's like really getting to the heart of how tough it is to be me. I call it Tommy Harris, Jesus, that was hard.
Catchy. We actually have some clips of the process of the show. Would you mind telling us what's going on here?
Yeah, so the show is built around two things that are very important to me. It mixes scenes from my life as well as epic fantasy retellings of scenes from my life.
But Dad, you promised you'd come to my graduation.
I'm sorry, son. But you're an embarrassment.
But Dad, you promised you'd come to my graduation.
Back, demon! Back to the hells!
Wow. Philippa, what's it been like co-starring with Tommy Harris?
I've always dreamed of treading the boards at medium-scale regional theatres, Megan. And for once, this show really gives me something to sink my teeth into.
What's different about this show, then?
Tommy, Mr. Harris's show really lets me show my tremendous range as an actor. I've always suffered from typecasting.
Her tremendous
forced to play
range.
the same tired characters in every god-awful yogurt advert or godforsaken soap opera or, God forbid, a pantomime. But, you know, this show has really let me just go there.
Jeff, the viewers at home will be dying to know exactly what is it that you bring to the show?
Good question. I think these guys...
Oh, Tiago, thank you for that follow. Welcome to the Indie Darlings.
Steady hand on the tiller. My arm round the shoulder approach that's really brought the production from strength to strength.
Absolutely right. Jeff's contributions are immeasurable. He was our rock.
Can you give us a sneak peek of anything else that might be in the show?
Yeah, all sorts, yeah.
We've got lots of exclusive first-hand experiences of Tommy's time in the underground sports board scene.
Underground
and
sports
some
board.
Epic fantasy retellings of Tommy's time in the underground sports board scene.
They changed the camera angles. They allow me to edit the cameras, like which camera it goes to. Which you have to monitor who's talking and everything, otherwise you lose your viewers. And if you lose your viewers, you lose.
Am I right in saying this was officially commissioned by the government?
Yeah, all paid for by the taxpayer, which, you know, to be honest, was actually a lifesaver, really.
Yeah, I think it's fair to say that without Advance's support, we'd have had to cut the finale. Yeah.
Which, frankly, would have been a travesty.
Oh, shit, wrong button. Now, good. Here's the finale.
Goodness, and you do this every night?
Absolutely. It's a metaphor.
For what?
Death.
And the public are footing the bill, are they?
Too bloody right they are.
Oh, shit, wrong
Between
button.
the cost of my tour bus and the dry cleaning of my ties, I'm barely scraping a profit here.
Amazing. And where can the folks at home come and see this for themselves?
We're performing all over the nation.
And people can see it for absolutely free, all courtesy of Advance. Isn't that incredible, Jeremy?
Yes, it's unbelievable, Megan.
Well, thank you all so much for coming. Next time we see you, no doubt, you'll have taken our jobs.
Yeah.
That's all we have time for tonight. Join us tomorrow when I'll be interviewing the world's most attractive horse. I'm Jeremy Donaldson.
And I'm Megan Wolfe. And from all of us here, have a peaceful night.
That's the ads. Let's get reset for tomorrow, please.
Hey, we must stop bumping into each other like
I
this,
actually
eh?
fucked up. I took out the ad. I wonder what happens if I don't play the video. I'll be given a video here in a moment. I've received my full wages, current wealth. Technically not negative. But I always try to get that to go up. And see, like, you can even influence your own money by influencing the stocks based on what ads you play. And I have stocks in that. So I play the shit out of that. Uh-oh, people are thinking less of the government and higher of Disrupt. On to broadcast 2, I believe, of episode 2.